medicine, Nishipal can teach us more. To live with nature, with animals, with the culture, with the spirit of the forest. Medicine is helpful. Help people when some Huni Kuin we are illness, the medicine can heal the people.
Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Who on Earth, and this is a gem I've been hiding away for a rainy day. I was waiting for the documentary Yupuma to come out, which is about the Huni Kuin tribe. It's now out, so it's time to now get that gem, blow off the dust, because it's basically one with Kawa Kuin from the Huni Kuin tribe in the Amazonian rainforest, and Dr. Verónica Castro, who brought him over, anthropologist, filmmaker, curator. Together, it's very interesting to see two worlds meeting, this tribal one and this Western one. And, well, yeah, I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to let them two do the talking. Little heads up, Kawa's first language is not English. So it's a blessing and honor that we can even get him on here to share some of that wisdom from the Amazon. But just be patient. Sit back, get your cup of tea, and really just allow some of the information to sink in a way that isn't rushed, if that makes sense. Now, before we get onto them, any likes, any comments, any shares as well? You know, the channel's new, it's still season 1, so I'd appreciate anything you can do just to get the word out there or just support the show in any way. But now, here's a few words about a very exciting chapter in our sponsor, Transmute's history. Peace and love, guys. So, by now, I'm hoping you know that Transmute's going through a transition period. Well, that period's almost done. So, the Northern Quarter studio in Manchester City Centre, I've just been there for the soft launch with the Transmute community. It's amazing. The 7th and 8th of September, there's loads going off. Most of it's sold out, but you can still get to the Arignani, you can still get to the African dancing and the live music with Broccoli. But otherwise, that means basically Transmute's new studio is up and running. We're talking ecstatic dances, even my own liberations coming up, but there's also Arignani with our guest Wizardry. We've got meditation in the hammocks with myself. You've got classes like yoga, meditation. We've got sound baths. We've got salsa dances, DJ lessons. Look, I'm not going to be able to sum it all up, so I'm going to put the link in the description for you. Go check out the new space with Transmute. So many beautiful things going off. I think it's hit that next level and some. So yeah, go check it all out. I'll have a proper advert up and running when we've got a bit of content for you from the classes. Exciting stuff coming. But otherwise, guys, peace and love. Enjoy the show.
House. Nai kawa ramine bububuta. Hui kawa kin. Kaya tiburu nai buni hua. Nai buni hua tua, sutati mai nini, ini abe no koe, shina ini watane, ni naya nu. Nai bunka hua tua, sutati mai nini, ini abe no koe, shina ini watane, ni naya nu. Nae yuka hoa, yuka hoa tua, sete tema ini yabe no koe, shina ini watane, ni naya naya ne. Nae yuka hoa, yuka hoa tua, sete ma ini yabe no koe, shina ini watane, ni naya naya ne. Nae mashe hoa, mashe hoa toa, sete ma ini ni yabe no koe, shina ini watane, ni naya naya ne. Nae shina hoa, shina hoa toa, sete ma ini yabe no koe, shina ini watane, ni naya naya ne. Naya naya ne, ni naya naya ne, ni naya naya ne. House.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on Who on Earth. It's a massive privilege to have you both here. I know you've had a lot of things on, so thanks for sparing a bit of time.
Thank you, Michael, for having us.
I think you might want to come a little bit closer to the mic.
Thank you, Michael, for having us. How's that?
Brilliant, thank you. So, Verónica, Kawa. Now, Verónica, you told me you're from Mexico.
Yes, I'm from Mexico, but I spent a lot of time in the world, on Earth.
Just Earth. I'm from Earth.
Yes, I'm from Earth.
And Kawa, the Huni Kuin.
Yeah, Kawa Huni Kuin. I'm from Brazil. I live in the Amazon rainforest in the state of Acre and the municipality of Jordão along the Jordão River. It's near the border with Peru.
So I always start with where you've come from. You've already told us the Amazon, Acre. So could you just give us a bit of an insight how it was for you growing up in that part of the world?
So where I come from, where I live with the Huni Kuin. Huni Kuin is the name of my tribe. The forest is different. To live in the forest, it's very different. That I'm learning to travel because I grow from forest. So the forest, there is many knowledges, many different culture in the state of Acre. It's so exciting for me to learn how is the world that we have, that I learned, that I see since I came in this world for the first time.
So you've gone from the forest, you've seen new things. From what I remember you telling me, you actually had a dream that was telling you. So before we get into that, could you just tell us how you came into the picture, Veronica?
Right. So, yes, my name is Verónica Castro, and I'm an anthropologist and a filmmaker. And I was doing some field work in Brazil. Oh, it's kind of a crazy long story because I had a wild adventure during this was my field work for my PhD. So let's kind of summarize it. The summary is that I found myself in the state of Acre because my initial research question was to look into the Santo Daime, which is one of Brazil's new religions, and the motive behind wanting to study this new religion was really to understand how they incorporated working with indigenous medicine. So the Santo Daime, for anybody who doesn't know, as I said, it's one of a handful of Brazil's considered new religions. It is a religion composed of, it's a syncretic religion, so it's composed of European Spiritism, it's composed of Christianity, and also elements and traditions from the indigenous and Afro-American and indigenous Amerindian traditions. So I was very drawn to how the Santo Daime managed to incorporate these indigenous traditions. And so as I followed the breadcrumbs to the origin of, or to, let's not say the origin, let's say a very strong reference point, very strong reference point for this Santo Daime, it led me to the state of Acre, where actually the existing headquarters and the first church for the Santo Daime is located. So as I was making my way to the Santo Daime church, I ended up meeting some various people who had shared with me some information about the Huni Kuin, and in particular, I met with an anthropologist whose name is Terry Aquino, and he has been researching in the Santo Daime community for over 40 years. So coincidentally, I met with him, and the short story is that I told him what I was interested in, and he said, okay, well, why don't we go together? And so then I arrived in the northernmost municipality of Acre, and it's called Tarauacá. And on this river, there are also a lot of indigenous villages. But our final destination was to get to the most western municipality that is called Jordão, where Kawa is from. And to get there by boat, a normal boat journey is about it could be done even in 2 days maximum. But let's just say on a big canoe. On a big canoe, it could take up to 4 days.
Well, you're used to canoes, aren't you?
Well, I wasn't.
Not then.
Not then, no. And then from the moment we hopped into the canoe, the journey took 8 days. And that is how I was immersed into the rainforest. So then we arrived in Jordan, and then that was the beginning of an 18-month stay in the rainforest.
So at what point do you meet Kawa and start to build that sort of bond that you clearly have that's quite strong now? When did that start?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's we met on several occasions before we actually decided to work together. And actually, I was doing many things in the forest as part of my research, but mainly I was making myself available to respond to what the community may need from me, whether it, whatever skills I may have that they would be interested in, I was available to share. And one of them was to learn English. And, I'm happy to teach anyone whatever I know. And it was just a matter of asking. So they asked me, and a group of young men, in particular, one of them was Kawa, said they were interested in learning English. So Kawa was my best student, really.
Thank you.
He was a very good student back then. Are you still a good student, Kawa?
I hope so.
So he was one of my students. And then we just got along really well. And part of my work in the rainforest, part of my research involved producing a film, which I did, and I invited Kawa to join me. And so this became a collaborative project. And we made a film. And the film came about because at some point, Kawa, it's quite common in the rainforest for people to share their dreams. Maybe, Kawa, you can tell us a little bit about why it's important to share dreams.
Okay. So, as we know, in the forest, there is no electricity, there is no the communication, like a mobile phone, Wi-Fi, doesn't exist in the forest. But when I was young, I was learning some Portuguese at the school because my father, he is teacher, and I was looking for the pictures, the city. So, and I was interested to learn more, to find where is this city, the big city. So, when I was young and another Huni Kuin young, we were playing with them. Let's traveling to the city. And I was dreaming like that's dream. I want to travel by aeroplane. I want to travel by car. And to travel, go to the city. And this dream came to me. I never know how is the big city, how it look like, but I was the first from my family to travel out of the forest to learn this city, this country. So when I was asleep, when Verónica was in the forest in my village, and I dreamed I was in the very big city. I saw buildings, I saw many cars, and I saw airplanes in different languages. And when I wake up in the morning, very earlier in the morning, I told Verónica, wow, I dreamed that I was in the city. So I want to find, I wanted to go travel. So this was the dream.
So,
And why is, sorry, can I
no,
just
please,
ask?
yeah.
And so why is it important to share dreams in the Huni Kuin tradition?
Yeah, please tell us.
So the importance to share dreams is the tradition. In the village, when the days come, the chief of the village, the leader, we meet with this leader in the meet house, and we share our dreams from the night, because it's the tradition. We can understand what is the meaning of the dreams. Sometimes a different dreams that we dream, it's good to share with somebody. And this is very traditional from the village. The people says, if you share your dreams, you have already to take from you, and this dream can happen in the future. So
Clearly.
So this dream was for me. I was traveling. So I said first for Verónica, and I shared with the community, like my family. So I think this is true, because since I was dreaming, I was traveling, then Verónica and me, we came here for the first time in 2018.
And you came to Manchester, right?
Yes.
Sunny Manchester.
Yes.
So I'll tell the little part of the story in the in the middle of that, how we got here.
Yeah, please do.
So right. So because had been there already some time, I knew the importance of sharing dreams. So Kawa said, oh, I had a dream. I saw all the buildings. I saw the city. I need to go to Europe. I need to see it. I said, okay, well, that's nice.
And
Thanks
by
for
this point,
sharing.
he hadn't seen you'd never actually seen the cars, the buildings.
No. So no, at this point, he's just sharing a dream with me. And I just look at him. I said, okay, well, normal. You share your dreams. It's normal. And then he's like, no, I want to go. Take me. And I just looked at him. I said, what? said, yes, take me. I think it's going to happen. And I said, no. I cannot take you. This is like a massive undertaking. I cannot take you to Europe. First of all, you cannot leave your family. I know that the family units in the Huni, Kuin, in the indigenous tradition are really tight. They don't leave each other. You don't move out when you're 18. You never move out. I mean, he was going to live with the same 100 people in his family, in his village, for the rest of his life. And he probably still will. And I just knew that, I mean, it wasn't just a matter of saying, okay, yes, let's go. Let's book your flight. And he said, no, I really want to go. And I said, okay, well, you have to convince me. I mean, what are you going to do? I said, I can't afford to take you on holiday. And he said, no, I want to. And I said, well, you have to explain to me. I have to know why. I mean, somehow in my mind, a dream wasn't enough. And so a few days passed, and then he said, I want to study English in order to be able to communicate my culture and my traditions to the international community. And that kind of perked up my ears. And I said, okay, well, as I said before, I was there in service. If people asked me if I had some skill, if I was able to help them in some way, I would do it. And suddenly this was one of those requests where I said, okay, let's then figure out how to do this. So at this time I had a modest funding for my studies, but I said, from what I had observed living in the village is that those who have the least give the most. And I realized that even if it was a modest bit of funding, I'm sure we can share a sandwich on the way. It's not a problem. I mean, theoretically, it wasn't going to be a problem. We took a few days to think about it, because it's not an easy decision to make for me or for him. And then the first step was to speak to the cacique, the elder in the village, and then to speak to the leader of the village, and then to speak to his family, his mother and father, his sisters, and then of course to his wife, and then his in-laws. And this decision needed to be discussed amongst the community. Having one young male leave from the village,
I was going to say,
is a big deal.
When there's only a few people, that's not just, go on. Like, that's a big deal to the tribe then.
Yeah, exactly. So after a few days and lots of discussions, lots of really? Finally, they invited us. They called everybody. The cacique called everybody in the village to the Kupishawa, which is the central meeting house in the village. And they called everybody in and brought us to the front of the room, let's say, and they looked at us and they waited. They said, okay, well, what are you going to do? They interrogated us. I said, okay, Kawa, well, what are you going to do? They asked him, what are you going to do for us? Since you're going to be away, what happens to us? And then Kawa looks at me. At some point, there's a lot of humming and hawing and buzzing about. And he looked at me, and the leader had whispered something, and whispered or just spoke to him. And then Kawa looked at me and said, well, they said I can go, but when I return, I have to build a school. I looked at him, I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, fine, okay. Okay, I've never built a school before. but we'll figure it out. I mean, we can do a crowdfunding platform. Okay, I've never done that before, but okay, we'll figure it out. And then I looked at him and I said, all right, the deal is you're coming to see how the white man lives, and not only the buildings, but also to understand a bit of the culture. And I said, I will promise you to teach you everything I know, everything that I'm able to teach you about, and things that we will learn together. You will learn, with the promise that you will, when you return to the village, teach 3 more people. I thought I was being clever, but anyway, that's how they teach each other anyway. So that was, he was like, of course.
How else would we do it?
How else would we do it? It was a total no-brainer, right? Big deal. But nonetheless, that was it. And then off we went.
And it was about, you said yourself, didn't you, Kawa? It's about sharing my culture. So one of the things I think that you shared at the start of this podcast was the music. So could you just give us a bit of an insight into how important the music is to you and the Huni Kuin tribe?
So I started to learn since I'm children. I'm child from my family. The elders, they sing every in the morning for calling the spirit of the sun to bring the sunshine. So the music, the song is our prayer. So I was listening when I was young, and I started learning. And so the music is so important because it's joyful, and the Huni Kuin, they learned these songs through this bird singer, and some of the songs we learned by the elders. So it's so important. There is many kinds of songs. We sing and we dance. That is for every community together, like a celebration. And the music is our instrument to connect with the animals, with nature, and pray for our life. It's to bring the energy, good energy, and the songs that we are put in a guitar, because the guitar is not from our culture, and we are learning put some rhythm that we learn from the city. So I was interested to learn how to play guitar, and I was learning by myself, looking for the others Huni Kuin playing. So now I am musician. So yes, that is the music. It's so bring more joy for our life, for our heart, and it's connect with more forest with nature and for the elements. So this is the important thing, to sing, because we are bring the good energy for our life and more joy, more wisdom.
Definitely does that. Are you tired of feeling run down? Maybe you're struggling with some sort of health condition, or it could be as simple as you're not reaching your fullest potential. Well, I found a solution. Isabella Nutrition's here to transform your life, show you the incredible healing power of nature. Let me just introduce to you Isabella Bradford Johnson, a skilled naturopathic nutritionist with a passion for showing you how to achieve optimum health, well-being, with tailor-made nutrition and lifestyle plans. She'll show you how to fill your life with vitality, renewed energy. Now, Isabella firmly believes that your body holds the key to your healing. She just wants to show you how to unlock it. Through the power of lifestyle and diet changes, Isabella will show you how to heal from within. Be that best version of yourself. Now, whether you're looking to improve your overall health or target a specific area, maybe it's gut or hormonal issues where she specialises, Isabella will have expert guidance and support to show you how to have a future filled with joy. Now, it's not about quick fixes, short-term solutions. No, it's about long-term transformation, sustainable results. So stop waiting to take care of your health. Go down to www.isabellabradfordjohnsonnutritionist.uk. Book a consultation with Isabella today. Embark on a journey filled with health, vitality, lasting well-being. Isabella Nutrition, empowering you to live your healthiest life. I know a lot of people before I even met you guys who were listening to the music, going to festivals where different members were singing ah-ah-ee, ah-ah-ee, and it just something about, there's a lot of use of vowels, I find, and it has a certain power over how it affects maybe the biology even of the body. I know another thing that we share a lot of the plant medicines. The first time I actually met you was doing the hape. So could you just explain how the hape plays a part in the Huni Kuin culture?
About this medicine, hape, in my language, rumu, rishku. So this medicine is powerful for us. This is from our tradition. Many years ago, that my tribe learned from researching how to healing the body, the spirit, and the hape is good for protection from many illness, many kind of illness, and is the medicine that we can connect with ancestors when we use this medicine. And during this ceremony, hape, so we can pray, we can communicate and connect with ancestors. So that is the hape work. So hape is the medicine that's powerful. The hape can build ourselves stronger, heart, mind. So that why we use hape. Also hape we use in the forest before we go to hunt. So it's the rapé can help to find animal very quickly. So this is the tradition.
And just so people are aware, rapé is it tobacco powdered down? Is it's generally what it is, and then through a pipe, it would then be blown up. Is it the left nostril and then the right? I know that you gave us 3 options. There was it the turtle? We had the turtle option. We had the galloping deer, I think it was, and then this was your words: blows your brains out.
But it's not my words. it's the direct translation.
It's the literal translation,
Yes.
right? And I remember my friend, it was always David who helped us, David Morris, we'll get him on as well. I was thinking just the deer will do. And he said, we're doing blows the brains out. Like they've come all this way from the Amazon. How could we not? And then it's the one side and you are very, because it does give you a bit of a blow, doesn't it? But then I found straight away, it drops you into the body. And then I start to notice that it's starting to shift. And I can imagine it makes you a lot clearer for things like the hunt or whatever it is that you're dealing with in that moment. And then there's another plant medicine. Is it ayahuasca? Is that how it would be pronounced? So, sorry, go on.
Ayahuasca is come from Peru. And in my language, we call nishipo or hunipo.
Okay.
Nishi is vine, po is strong. Huni means man or person. So po is strong. Strong man. That translation. So nishipo or hunipo. That is in our language.
And how does that play a part in the culture then? Since that comes from Peru, is that not something that you've always interacted with?
It's only the word ayahuasca comes from Peru.
Ah, right. Okay, so I was going to say, how did they get hold of it? So, in your culture, in the Amazon, how is it that we sort of integrated this medicine into the society?
So, when this medicine came from this country, so many people was interested to learn more about how this medicine work, and this medicine is good to change the people's life because it's the medicine for healing. So many people from this country, they have already changed their life. It's help the people through using this medicine. It's not like there are since 5 years ago. Who is practice this with this medicine? They can connect it more with this nature, with culture, to learn more the prayers about this music. So it's the medicine that they need, because we need to. That's why in the forest there is many kind of medicine, but the nishipo is the best one to learn more about the life, how we can continue to be alive. Because the medicine is our teacher, Nishipo. They can teach people when we are using this medicine and heal our body. So this is a medicine.
And how is it that the medicine helps you to heal? What is it that it's teaching you particularly?
So when the people cleaning, they can vomit and they can restart again, because the medicine can show in vision that if we are in the right way or not in the right way. So the medicine can show us where we are and where we are come from our ancestors. So we can learn more about to be resistant our spirit. So and the song is so the prayers that we need in our body. The prayers coming from the spirit of life. Bring more light, bring more wisdom. The Nishipo can help many things because it's the medicine, and we believe the Nishipo there is a spirit of the forest, because the forest is the most important for the Huni Kuin, because there is many animals. The forest is our life. Without the forest we can't live. So the forest can teach through this medicine how to live with nature, with animals, with culture, with the spirit of the forest. So that is the medicine. Nishipo can teach us more how to live without electricity, how to live without many things. So the medicine is helpful. Help people when people is some Huni Kuin, when we are illness, the medicine can heal the people through song, using them, and taking some diet.
The dieter.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the hape. We've talked about I'll say ayahuasca because I don't know how to pronounce that. And we've spoken about the music. Is there any? You said you wanted to share the culture. Is there anything else that you feel is important whilst we've got you here?
Okay. I'd like to share. So from the Huni Kuin culture, the design, the geometry, the painting face, everything is medicine. Everything is protection, because we use these things and we prepare these things with diet, with prayers, and we put the intention for many things it can help we learned the geometry. Like I'm wearing this. This is the geometry from jiboia. We learned from jiboia.
Is that the boa?
The boa,
the
it's
boa.
sacred snake from Amazon. If we taught the jiboia, we have to take a wild diet because it's sacred. If we don't take diet, can make problem in the future.
Okay.
So the jiboia, some of this geometry, the symbol of the geometry, there is many meanings. Bring protection and the geometry also the path for future, because the jiboia can live many years. So that is the color red, black is come from the fruit, is out medicine. We use this medicine painting our body when we are celebrating with community for the protection for that moment, but also in the future. So when we are children, our parents, we paint the children when the children is very baby, because that is means protection. We paint all the body, the black one. So this means the medicine can protect many kind of disease from skin, from spirit, from mind. That is some of the culture. And I'd like to share also the feathers. The feather, the head dress.
You do look impressive in that.
So some of the headdress, it's not anybody can't use this headdress if they don't take diet, because it's powerful. We respect this knowledge of my people. So maybe Verónica, she learned many things from my village with elders, so she can share about what she learned from these things, what I'm saying.
Beautiful.
Because it's good for share.
For sure.
Thank you, Kawa.
Thank you.
And I'm still learning every day. We're always learning. Yes. So I suppose what I could add, I'm not sure what your listeners will be interested in knowing a little bit more about. But one thing that I will add to Kawa's comments about the medicine and about the focus, I think today there are many people that, and especially in the media, there's a lot of talk about ayahuasca and medicine. And I think what I would just say is that it's important to kind of think about like why, first of all, like why do we call it medicine and what is it curing? What is it curing? What does it have the potential to cure in the indigenous communities? And then what is the meaning of its use when it is used by non-indigenous people? And what does it cure in us? So I would just propose that as a question. And then I would also add that possibly the question of it being called, of this work being called medicine work or medicine music. I think for me, it clearly means that we have not yet found the right language, the right language to really talk about what we're proposing our activities are doing. Because if we're using medicine, it means we're unwell.
Yeah.
Right? So
I've heard people call it technology.
Exactly. Yes, people have called it technology, and I think that's a very good proposal. In as much as in the rainforest, people call this science.
Right.
Yeah. So just taking one step forward on this conversation that I think needs to be considered by anybody who wants to continue or who wants to embark on a medicine journey. I think these are some questions to take on board. And I would also say that if we begin to question the word that we're using, which is medicine, which is something that you ingest, if we eliminate or we reconsider using that word, we can also begin to think of all the other things in our world that are also healing us. Again, going back to the medicalized language, but that are also, or could also heal us. For example, in the indigenous culture, their medicine is not just an ingestible one or one that is taken in through the nose or through the eyes, through the senses, or through the skin, through bathing, but it's also through sound and things that we hear. So, again, another cliche, medicine is the music, but it is. So let me just jump. We did a podcast with another one of our friends, Christian, earlier this week, and this podcast was addressing the question of birthing practices in the rainforest. Okay. And you're wondering where I'm going with this. And at some point, we were talking about, what is it that the men and the women do when a woman discovers that she's pregnant. And one of the things that Kawa shared is that when a woman is pregnant, there is a certain type of bird she cannot hear.
Okay.
Yes. That is Hemisinsinka.
Because if the pregnant woman hears this bird, it is very possible for her to hemorrhage.
It's not something you would hear every day, is it?
No, it's not. So what's my link? My link is going back to, I guess what I'm saying is that it's sound. Sound is also healing. What we hear, what we ingest, and therefore the music. The music is also our medicine.
Well, the way I see it is music is frequency.
Exactly.
Our atoms are vibrating at frequency. If you can channel it in a certain way, there's no reason why you couldn't use that to shift or grow or open whatever it is you're designing to do with the particular songs. I can understand exactly why that would be so important.
Exactly. So, right. So I just wanted to add on to that, because I think when people think about Indigenous culture, they automatically go to, the sensationalized ideas and conversations over ayahuasca, and I just think that there's so much more to that, and the nuances are really important.
I think that's why I was so excited to get you on, because you have such a deep connection and understanding. It's not, way ayahuasca to you guys. This is a way of life. I am aware of time. One thing I wanted to do, though, because obviously you've now come to the UK, you've travelled around Europe. So if you could just finish off with telling us how life's been since you've actually gone on this travels. You've had the dream. Veronica and yourself have come over to, like I said, sunny Manchester. How's it been since you've been over?
Let me get us here. So where we ended up in the story. So we were in the Kupi shower, and the cacique says, okay, well, you guys have to go, and Kawa can go. You can go together, but on your return, you have to come back and build a school. And we accepted the challenge, and I had to come back to Manchester to finish my PhD.
Okay.
So I said, Kawa, it's Manchester. Let's go. And we arrived, and it was, I think, November, or it was cold, and it was winter, and it was dark. And as I'm a cyclist, the first thing I did is I bought a bike for Kawa. I said, okay, Kawa, let's do it. And we cycled into town, and Kawa attended a language school for 2 weeks. And again, this was amazing. I found a language school that wasn't too big and it wasn't too small, because if it was too small, then he really wouldn't get the opportunity to exchange with his colleagues. If it was too big, he could get lost. So I thought, I found this one on Portland.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Portland Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then and I knew that my funding was limited. So I thought, okay, let's try it for 2 weeks and see how it goes. So we cycled in. I showed Kawa the road. I gave him a bike for his lock. And then I said, okay, make your way back home to Chilton. And off he went for 2 weeks on his own, from the rainforest into cycling to central Manchester.
How was that?
So for me was that was my dream. So I was really surprised from my life. That is, for me, incredible to be in this country, to learn, to see the city and learning some this language, English, and I learned some of this culture, how these people live in here. About it's not short time they are living. So I understand this is the many generations they developed this culture to have this city. So for me, my experience, so I learned many things about how is this city, the function, about the system, about the the religion, the language, culture, the food. So I tried everything. So I'm so lucky to have this experience and to come back to the rainforest to be alive. So this is when I take many buildings, pictures, airplane, car. So my family, they don't believe me where I came, and so now I can understand more where we live, about the map. I can understand where is the north, where is the south. So I learned many things from school. So, but my English. So when I go back, there is no English speaker. So always I forgot. But when I come back, I restart again to learn. So English is my third language. My first language is Kuin, traditional. The second is Portuguese. So I'm the first one from my people to learn. And I'm excited about everything. And I'm so grateful for the forest, for my family. And so thank you for the Verónica to believe in my dream. And we are to continue work with her, with Verónica, and we did many friends to travel around this country. We have many friends like you,
Of course.
yeah. And so, but I mean, I'm learning. So because for me it's not easy to learn, but I think I can do it to for example, like to be example for another Huni Queen, for example, for my family. We can learn language, we can learn many things. So that is my experience, how to travel by aeroplane, like by tickets, traveling by train, and many things. It's not easy to travel as one person without this knowledge.
I can imagine.
So, but I mean, with Verónica, she's very good friend, and she teach me that she know, but I'm trying to learn more.
So I know that you came over as well to help support the village. Is there anything that people can do? Because I'm wary of time. Anything that people can do to help support? I know I bought I wear this all the time, by the way. For those who can't see, it's my Huni Kuin band. But is there anything people can do?
So, so yes, they can contribute to our crowdfunding platform, the GoFundMe, our campaign to finish the school. Because just to finish quickly the story.
No, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm wary of your time.
Yes,
I'm
but
here all
I'll
day
just
for it.
wrap it up. So how we get to the story. So Kawa cycles into Manchester. We find him the school. He's at school for 2 weeks, and the teachers love him, even though he's a little bit shy initially. And I write I write the director of the school a letter, and I explain to them that I met Kawa in the rainforest. I tell them the story, and they wrote back to me and said, we really love Kawa and we want to support him, and he can come and study with us for however long, however long he needs to, and he's welcome at no cost.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it just brought tears to my eyes.
Such a little, they might think that's just a little gesture, but to you and to Kawa,
it's a massive gesture, especially when, English teaching is an important industry in the UK, especially in Manchester, where there's so many schools.
Yeah.
And these directors of the school stepped out of their way to take him on board. I just thought it was really phenomenal. So anyways, that's the relationship with the school. And then in the meantime, parallelly, was it?
Parallel.
In parallel.
Oh yeah, so parallel, yeah.
Parallel, yes. In parallel, we were meeting people and trying to create opportunities where Kawa could visit schools and make some, small presentations about daily life. And then he had an opportunity to participate in at that time we had the fires in the Amazon, and we were quite active with Extinction Rebellion.
Okay.
And Kawa and I were both invited actually to go and do a nice song and a nice introduction to the Huni Kuin and his people in central Manchester, and we had just hundreds of people doing a jaboya.
That was fun.
Yes, imagine.
I can.
Yes, so that was really exciting, and so slowly, Kawa started creating a community community that wanted to encourage, that believed in him and wanted to support his learning English and also support his activities in the rainforest, like helping us build this school. And the school, I'll let Kawa talk about the school project. But yes, and then after that, that experience with Extinction Rebellion, Kawa had the opportunity to speak on his first BBC radio show. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
How long ago was this?
This was in 2018. So
So
imagine.
fresh.
Yes, he was fresh.
And we can see where you've come from
Yes.
and where you've gone. Yeah, check that
Yes.
out, people. That
Yes.
BBC radio.
Yes, Radio 1.
Okay.
And that was in 2018. And actually, about a month ago, he had his second BBC interview.
Getting famous.
So it's been really exciting, and most of it really has come from the small community of people that have really supported us here in Manchester. So we are incredibly grateful. We love Manchester. We love the support and the solidarity we feel in this part of the world. So, Kawa, do you want to say something?
What I will say as well, so the listeners know, I'll put a link for that GoFund with me in the notes so they can find out how they can support the Huni Kuin tribe, Kawa yourself as well. Okay, guys?
Right. And Kawa, you can talk a little bit about your project.
And then I'm just mindful of time, just so you know, we're probably coming towards the end.
So I'd like to say about the songs.
Yeah.
Because we did second course of song, and the study the Huni Kuin language.
But you were going to talk about the GoFundMe for the school.
Okay. So the project that we had to build this school in my village it's so important to help my community about bring knowledges for the nutrition. We want to improve about this knowledge in the forest, because I think it's important for our young people to learn how to gather the many vegetables from the different place.
Okay.
So, but the most thing is focus on nutrition for the Huni Kuin. So they can help us donation in our project that we have link, and we are so thank for every support that we can receive.
And is there anywhere else that people can find you? Instagram, Facebook?
Yes, we are on Instagram, and it is called Barisha, and it is spelled Bariksa with an X.
I'll put a link in the notes as well, shall I?
Bariksa, yes. Yes, please come and check us out and support this school that will serve as a hub for 32 villages along the River Jourdain, and it'll be a nutrition hub where people of the different villages can come in and share agricultural experiences and trade seeds. And hopefully it will lead to a diversified agricultural plan in the regions, in the villages.
So important as well.
Yeah, it's really important because there's a lot of, let's call it city food penetrating the villages, and that doesn't.
You don't have a McDonald's there as well, do you?
No, just sugar, a lot of sugar and plastic and sweets and stuff that biscuits and just stuff that gets confused.
Well, I think it's really important then.
For food. It's not food.
Well, my girlfriend's a naturopathic nutritionist. She's constantly all about Isabella nutrition. So it's about making sure that you're taking care of yourself. So that's a big part of my life as well. So if we can help, guys, you've heard him, I'll put the links for it as well. Anything else that you guys want to leave us with?
Yes.
Go
One
on.
more thing.
Yeah.
So just to finish the part of the story is that Kawa and I collaborated on a film, and the film is called Yupuma, and the film will be released soon, and we'll add a little link to the trailer of the film, and keep in touch with us because we will release the film shortly. It's just it will start making the festival rounds hopefully early next year, so in just a few months, and then you'll be able to learn that much more about the rainforest, and you will see you will get a little sense of the context to the film after having listened to this podcast.
Beautiful. I think that's a fantastic way to finish it. You've got this to set you up. Context is built. Veronica's made a fantastic film. I'm actually really excited for this. I think Transmute, Josh?
Yes.
I think he's going to actually have a showing when it comes out as well. So
yes, we're speaking about that now.
Brilliant. So the guys already know about Transmute. They sponsor the show. So we'll get as many people there, support you as much as possible. Apart from that, I think I speak for everyone for sharing who on earth you are, Kawa and Veronica.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us.
How's house?
How's
House.
Peace and love, guys.
Thank you so much.
How amazing is that? All the way from the Kuin, Kawa Kuin, and Verónica Castro. I hope that you really took something, because sometimes we get so lost in our tech-heavy world that we don't realise how good we've actually got it, but also how returning back to our true nature, that's got a lot of wisdom in it as well. So merging them both together, well, it's exciting. Just like merging the Huni Kuin, sharing about the happy and the medicine and the forest and all that different stuff, merging with our way of seeing the world. I hope that mergence has created something new in your life. So if you want to follow Kawa or you want to follow Verónica, I'll put the links for them in the description. Also, when that Your Puma documentary is out, for not just at the cinema, again, it's very interesting just to go in a deep dive in another way that people can live. That's totally different to the way we used to. So I'll put their links in, links for the Transmute, because I told you some crazy stuff's coming. The new space in the Northern Quarter. I'm excited to play and do my floating meditation journeys, workshops, classes, and my new ecstatic dance celebration, which will be coming up. But there's so much more than just me on offer there, so go check them out. Also, Isabella Nutrition, who's coming up in season 2, by the way. You're going to get to actually see why I love her so much. But if you just want to check out your general health, links are for her and for myself. Anything meditation-wise, please get in touch. It's a game changer. Now, while you're waiting for episode 24 and episode 25, why not go check out 3 and 4 with Ruben Yonton? I think if you like this one, you'd like that one. Or Nikki Cohen, who brought them into the temple events, and also David Morris, Mr. Wizardry. So go check out all their episodes whilst you're waiting, because 24 and 25, well, it's with me. Roles reversed it was. It's going to be the last 2 episodes of season 1. My friend Hannah wanted to just do a deep dive into meditation and my relationship with it. It's a 2-parter. It's going to be loads of hopeful wisdom. So keep your eyes peeled, ears to the ground. That one is coming your way. Before I go, you know the support is much welcome. So just if you want to click a like, you want to share a comment, tell me how this episode affected you in any way, or just share it with a friend. It's much appreciated. But for now, let that all sink in. House. Peace and love, guys.